The Reserve Bank previously has dismissed the merits of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. But today, along with the Digital Finance Cooperative Research Centre, it launched a digital currency of its own. A pilot program with 14 participants will trial the digital currency. Among them, some digital exchanges, but also our biggest banks, including the Commonwealth Bank and the ANZ. The Commonwealth's Managing Director of Blockchain and Digital Assets, Sophie Gilder, is with me now. Sophie, many thanks for your time. All right, let's try and explain this. What is the difference between what the Reserve Bank is doing here and a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
So the difference is that what the Reserve Bank's doing here is they're using the underlying blockchain technology to test a digital dollar. So they will have oversight of this whole pilot and they will maintain control of the money supply. So it's completely different to other unregulated.
Okay, so is this digital dollar that they're issuing and doing this pilot with, is it actually a dollar like I know it?
Yes. Yes.
So therefore it's worth 67 point blah-de-blah US cents right now?
Precisely. You can think of it as exactly the dollar that you know today, but it's in a different form factor, a different technological format, which means that it can do things that the dollars we have today cannot do.
Okay, so what's the difference therefore between the digital currency that the Reserve Bank is rolling out and doing this pilot with and with what I'm doing right now? Because I don't use cash. So therefore, all of my transactions are digital. So surely our currency is already digital, is it not?
It is, but the exciting thing here is if it's on blockchain rails, it means that you can interact with the digital dollar and a digital asset using smart contracts. So computer code that says if this, then that. So imagine you can automate a whole lot of transactions that today you need an intermediary to be involved in.
So just give me a practical example of that. Would that be that I can transfer money directly to your account, immediately moving it there because the blockchain would know each of us on either side of that transaction?
That's right. There's a shared ledger. So all it has to do is update and say that Ross has just paid Sophie. So it just updates a line in a shared ledger. It's very efficient.
So that means, say, for example, payments to business could be one of the big advantages of this, where, you know, we know how long it takes, in some cases, even government payments to go to small and medium-sized businesses. They could go immediately using these types of technologies.
They could go immediately if that's what you're looking for, or you could add conditions. So pay Ross, but pay him on Tuesday and only when a certain event has occurred.
Right, so that's okay. So then, given this pilot program is now rolling out, how long is it before businesses in Australia, before you and I can practically start to use this type of digital currency?
Well, I expect that the Reserve Bank will be careful and cautious. They will do a series of further experiments and they'll want to know that they've got the design right. There's many ways that these things can be designed and they need to get that right. So I think what's really important here is to do applied innovation to learn first and to get it right rather than to be first.
So who will be a part of this pilot program? Is it just the banks transacting with each other, or is there a broader audience that will be involved?
It's much broader than that. So it's not just banks. There's also some fintechs and different organisations which are putting forward use cases. And in addition to that, we are getting customers to test because we want a broad segment of the community to give us feedback on what works and what can be improved.
Okay, but then we should note that this would be what's called a stable coin, isn't it? Because effectively it is a central bank digital currency, so therefore it is rock solid with the Aussie dollar.
That is correct. It is one for one with the Aussie dollar. It's just a new digital form of that. It's slightly different to a stable coin, but it is stable in value because it is backed by and an obligation of the Reserve Bank.